The first time I joked about it, I was balancing 2 grocery bags, a leaking carton of milk, and my 6-year-old daughter's backpack while trying to unlock my apartment door. My upstairs neighbor, Emily, stood in the hallway holding a toolbox almost as big as she was. She watched me struggle for a second before quietly taking one of the grocery bags. "You know," I laughed as we reached my kitchen together, "at this point you should probably just move in." She smiled politely. "I'll think about it." I assumed she was joking. So did she. At least, that's what I believed. The next 3 months became a strange rhythm of unexpected teamwork. Emily watered my plants whenever I worked late. I shoveled the snow from her parking spot before leaving for work. My daughter, Lily, somehow convinced Emily that grilled cheese tasted better cut into stars than triangles, and every Friday the 3 of us ended up eating dinner together. There was nothing romantic about it. Just comfort. The kind of comfort neither of us had expected to find. Emily had escaped a painful divorce almost 2 years earlier. She rarely talked about it, but sometimes I'd catch the sadness hiding behind her cheerful smile. I had my own scars. Losing my wife to illness 4 years ago had left me raising Lily alone, constantly wondering whether I was doing enough. Neither of us was looking for love. We were simply surviving. Then everything changed on a rainy Tuesday. The ceiling in my bathroom collapsed. Water poured through the broken drywall like a waterfall while Lily screamed from the hallway. Within seconds, Emily came racing downstairs. My washing machine pipe burst, she shouted over the noise. Together we shut off the building's water supply, but the damage had already been done. My bathroom was destroyed. Half the hallway ceiling sagged dangerously. The apartment manager inspected everything the next morning and sighed. "Repairs will take at least 6 weeks." 6 weeks? I asked. He nodded. "I'm afraid this apartment isn't safe until then." I looked at Lily. She looked back at me with worried eyes. Hotels were expensive. Family lived across the country. I had no idea what we were supposed to do. Emily stayed unusually quiet during the conversation. Later that evening she knocked on my damaged apartment door. She wasn't carrying food. She wasn't borrowing sugar. She simply stood there holding 2 spare keys. "I've been thinking about something." I waited. She took a slow breath. "You remember that joke you made?" I blinked. "What joke?" "You said I should move in." I laughed awkwardly. "I remember." She held out one of the keys. "Instead, why don't you?" For several seconds I honestly believed she was teasing me. Then I noticed her hands trembling. She was serious. "I have 2 bedrooms," she continued softly. "Lily can have the spare room. You'll save money while your apartment gets repaired." Honestly. She admitted with a shy smile, "It's quieter when you're both around." I didn't answer immediately. Accepting felt awkward. Complicated. People would talk. Neighbors loved gossip. Emily seemed to read every concern crossing my face. "This isn't charity," she said. "It's roommates." At that exact moment Lily appeared behind me. "Can I still eat Emily's pancakes on Saturdays?" Emily laughed. "I was hoping you'd ask." Lily looked at me with hopeful eyes. "Dad, please?" Sometimes children recognize home before adults do. 3 days later we carried our suitcases upstairs. Living together felt surprisingly natural. Morning coffee became shared conversations. Dinner became family meals. Movie nights became weekly traditions. Lily decorated Emily's refrigerator with drawings that proudly labeled the 3 of us as Team Pancake. Emily never corrected them. Neither did I. One evening, about a month after moving upstairs, I found Emily sitting alone on the balcony watching the sunset. "You okay?" I asked. She nodded without looking away. I forgot what it felt like. What? Coming home and not feeling lonely. Her words settled between us. I understood them completely. I used to think, she continued, that a house became a home because of furniture. She smiled. I was wrong. What makes it one? The people who make you want to come back. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. The silence wasn't uncomfortable. It was peaceful. Finally, I chuckled. So? She looked at me. I guess my joke didn't age too badly. She burst into laughter. No. It didn't. A week later, my landlord called. The repairs were finally complete. Our apartment was ready. I thanked him and promised to pick up the keys the following afternoon. When I hung up, Lily overheard. So we're leaving? Her voice sounded disappointed instead of excited. I guess so. She quietly walked into the kitchen where Emily was preparing dinner. A minute later, I heard Lily ask the question neither adult had dared to say aloud. Emily. Yes, sweetheart? If our apartment is fixed, can we still live here? Emily froze. She looked at me across the room. I looked back. Neither of us spoke. Neither of us needed to. The joke that had begun in a cluttered hallway had somehow become the beginning of something neither of us had been searching for, a family built not by obligation, but by kindness, trust, and countless ordinary moments shared together. Sometimes the happiest endings don't begin with grand declarations. Sometimes they begin with an offhand joke. And sometimes, to everyone's surprise, someone simply smiles and says, "Okay."